Hey, this is Ashley over at the HA Society and the HAP course, which is our holistic hypothalamic amenorrhea practitioner course. Always gotta make sure I say that in order. Okay, so today I wanna talk to you about the other side of this course. So generally we talk about like the practical application, reading labs, how to identify HA, habits and behaviors that go along with it. What systems of the body get intertwined into this hypothalamic amenorrhea condition, basically, right? Because it is reversible, it's not permanent. Why does the thyroid get impacted? Why does cholesterol? Why does certain inflammation markers? All these different things that women will experience, and it can feel like all these symptoms and if they go to certain practitioners or medical providers, they will try to treat those individually, not realizing that they're all interconnected and that really to handle all those symptoms, we actually need to address the root cause. So generally, we really focus on that side of it. But today, I want to focus on the coaching side of it. Because really and truly, helping someone recover from HA actually requires coaching. You cannot solve this with a pill. You cannot just give them hormone replacement therapy. Yeah, you'll get them to bleed, but are they ovulating and has ovulation been restored naturally, right? And so really taking someone from having HA for like 10 years to ovulating on their own is really a coaching process. And so that's what I want to chat with you guys about today. Really and truly, when it comes to coaching, there needs to be a mix of clarity and leading. And I think most people would agree. So think about your first session with your clients. That whole first session is solely, we should be providing clarity. And the reason why that we want to provide clarity is because clarity helps build trust. Why is that important? And why is that important in the first session? Generally, when clients come to us, they come to us misdiagnosed, or they've had multiple practitioners say one thing and then they say the other and then someone else says something, or they've been through multiple failed IVF treatments and rounds and all that. And so they're coming to you really feeling like nobody understands me, nobody understands this condition. I have trusted all these people and I've gotten nothing for it, right? And that's a tough place to be in. So our first session really is about clarity, right? We go through our intake. Our intake is pretty lengthy, but it's really because HA, while what causes it is straightforward, how people get there is very different, right? For example, yes, we know under eating, over exercising, a drop in energy availability will create the perfect environment for HA. But why was somebody dieting? Why are they over exercising? What are their beliefs about their body? What about beliefs about movement? There's just so much wrapped into it. And this is why we believe it's a coaching situation, right? Like this is something to be unpacked. This cannot be unpacked in 10 minutes in a doctor's office. It's just not, right? That first session, we're going to go through their labs. We're going to go through their intake. We're going to tell them why their cholesterol levels is off, why their blood sugar, glucose is high, all these different things, why all this is happening, and providing clarity, right? Allowing them to see that we're able to piece together all these different factors and why this is happening, right? Clarity, again, so could you imagine just being a client and just feeling this big, deep, like relief, like somebody finally understands, someone's able to put together the pieces because we're able to provide clarity. The other thing about clarity, while this video is not really about touching on it, so maybe I'll make another one, but while we're here, clarity is not knowledge dumping. Okay, knowledge dumping is pure ego and it's laziness. And it's like, we don't do it intentionally all the time. I see this a lot in certain areas where previous clients have shown me, hey, well, this is what my previous practitioner, like this was their protocol. And I'm wondering why yours doesn't look like this. And what they'll show me is like 20 pages of reading about something. And then, about something that clearly it's not HA, or else they would have caught it and handled it, but something else that's explaining like their lab markers and stuff like that. And then like hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of supplements and this really complex supplement like routine, that meaning that if like we take these certain supplements at certain times and this should heal HA. That's not the case, right? We all know this. And so it's just like a lot of knowledge dumping, right? Rather than guiding somebody from point A to point B, right? That's coaching. So clarity instead is, you know, we go through the intake, we go through the labs, we go through their food view, we go through their exercise, we go through like their mindset, and then we provide them 3 to 5 is a lot, but maybe like 2 movement and 2 food action steps, and maybe like a mindset, right? So it's generally 5 things that we want them to work on, things that are attainable. Like you'll hear me ask them, hey, how do you feel about these action steps? Does this feel doable? You know, like let's talk about it, right? So when they walk away from this session, they have clarity on their condition, they have clarity on why things, you know, like symptoms are popping up, and they have clarity on their next steps. Now, that is good, and that is what should happen, right? But there comes a time when we have to transition from just telling them what to do into leading, right? If not, that relationship changes from client to coaching to like this really codependent relationship, right? Where they're asking you, like they are a grown woman, a grown adult, asking you, can I eat this? Should I eat this? Should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I take this? Should I not take that? You know what I mean? And while obviously in the beginning, like, yes, I'm going to tell you exactly, hey, I want you to work on these things with your food, these things with your movement, right? But at some point we want to start transitioning to leading. And what that looks like is while your client is expressing an obstacle, a concern, a fear, right? A mindset block, whether it's through email or Zoom, like you can still do this, right? So this is something I want you guys to work on. So whether it's face-to-face, Zoom, email, you can still do this of what I'm about to explain to you, right? You're going to hear this problem, and you're likely, because an outside objective / involved opinion, we just have like we can see it because we're not in it, right? And as coaches, you know, especially a coach who's been through HA, like they're like, oh yes, I remember this stage, I remember this phase, or I remember having those same exact thoughts. You're going to be able to see the situation very clearly, and you're likely going to get the answer right away. It's like, oh, I know exactly what to say, I know exactly what to do, I know the exact answer. And in the beginning, yes, it is important to provide it as soon as you see it, so that they start making progress, right? Like we want them to have these wins. We want them to make progress. Very important. Progress in the first 4 weeks is essential just for motivation and other things, right? But after that, we want to start transitioning to leading, meaning that like when you hear this problem, this mindset trap, this something that they're struggling with, and you know the answer, you know exactly the conclusion that they need to come to, your job then shifts from telling them the answer to then being like, okay, how do I lead them to this answer? What exploratory questions can I ask that leads them along the way to have their own conclusion about this, right? So what is the first question? Like, what do I need to establish to like be true, or the facts, right? So kind of like recap the situation, right? Provide clarity. So there it is again, provide clarity of the question they're asking or the situation at hand, right? Because a lot of times that's actually where the problem is that we actually don't have clarity about the situation that we're trying to navigate, right? From there, then you start asking these questions to ask them to explore deeper, and you explore, and you just kind of inch your way to the answer. And then basically like you lead them to the answer. And when they have that moment where they figure it out for themselves, they have that aha moment, they're going to remember it. It's going to mean something to them. The reason why is, it's kind of like that mom effect, you know, like whenever like you tell, like whenever your mom tells you something, you're like, yeah. And then like you hear somebody else say it, and then you're like, oh, okay. But then whenever you discover it, you're like, oh my gosh, and my mom was right. So it's kind of one of those things where eventually you have this relationship where you are the Sherpa, you are guiding, right? So you are this figure in their life providing guidance, right? And that is helpful. But our ultimate goal is to get them to be able to explore their thoughts, feelings, emotions on why they're stuck and how to get them mainly in taking action, right? So a lot of times it's like resistance towards taking an action, right? And they don't know why they have this resistance. And so really guiding them through on why they have this resistance allows them to really learn how to explore their own thoughts and really how to move through resistance. And that is what your client's going to need if she wants to keep her period 3, 4 years, 5 years, forever after working with you. Because the truth is, you cannot work with your client from now all the way to menopause. That's just not going to happen. That's not what should happen. We should be helping our clients like facilitate this transformation that leaves them feeling confident, sure, you know what I mean, and comfortable being wrong, trying and figuring it out, right? So this happens through helping them really explore and get to the answer so that they know how to do that on their own. And that can't happen if you're always telling them what to do or the right answer, right? That is codependency. And that will also, side note, and then this is it, after a while, you feel like you're babysitting. And as coaches, we thrive on having other people thrive, right? And it feels like babysitting, and you're going to start to get bitter and resentful because you've conditioned, you have taught this person to be completely dependent on you as if you are the expert of their body and that they don't have the ability to do that. And so clearly, if you're on this channel, that's not even what you believe. And so the way that we prevent that from happening is remember, hey, I need to start practicing leading this client to the answer. And sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes there's a lot of pauses, you know what I mean? But when we create that safe space to explore our thoughts, to be wrong, to like be uncomfortable, like that is what facilitates transformation. So I want you to try that this week. Email me, let me know how it goes for you. Let me know if you get stuck doing it. Even if you have specific client examples, I would love to roll through that with you guys. So yeah, all right. I hope this was helpful.